If you have ever read or watched a science fiction story, then you have probably come across this idea that aliens came down and bestowed humanity with some kind of sentience or abilities we didn't have before. Now, I'm not here to tell you that that's fiction because you know that it's fiction, but I am here to talk a little bit about some of the concepts and vying schools of thoughts in science that underpin some of these discussions that we see reflected in science fiction. And that is specifically this idea of human exceptionality of intelligence. Humans are very attached to this concept that there's something about us that makes us uniquely intelligent in a way that is completely different from any other animal. And that's not what cellular neuroscience tells us. And if you've been following me, you know that that's my field. So, a lot of the things that humans have in the course of the field of neuroscience used to justify this assumed intellectual inherent superiority and complete uniqueness is, for example, looking at the prefrontal cortex and saying that's what makes us human, that's where reasoning and personality happen, and we're the only ones who have it. But guess what? We're not the only ones who have it. Not even only primates have it, all mammals have it. And we say, oh, well, tools, only humans use tools. Well, it turns out a lot of animals use tools. And so while many of the criticisms of animal behaviorism and cellular neuroscience are valid, I'm certainly not saying that there are no valid critiques of my field. Many critiques that I think are not valid, I think are coming from this place of being uncomfortable with the fact that animals are similar enough to us that we actually do learn a tremendous amount from studying them, even when we're looking at really complex things like I have in my research, such as animal corollaries of attachment to a romantic partner. uh, Pair bond formation is what we call it when we're looking at animal behavior, or the neurobiology of fear learning and an analogous what would be anxiety in humans and what that looks like in animals. So we do these things, and we do them because animals are a lot like us. So not to poke any holes in anyone's fun with science fiction, but these are some ideas to think about. And now I'm going to read a few excerpts from 2001 A Space Odyssey that highlight how this concept plays out in this classic piece of science fiction. One by one, every member of the tribe was briefly possessed. Some succeeded, but mostly failed at the task they had been set, and all were appropriately rewarded by spasms of pleasure or of pain. Now there was only a uniform, featureless glow in the great slab, so that it stood like a block of light superimposed on the surrounding darkness. As if waking from sleep, the man-apes shook their heads and presently began to move along the trail to their place of shelter. They did not look back or wonder at the strange light that was guiding them to their homes and to a future unknown as yet, even to the stars.